Please welcome Joe Hazelton, President and Chief Operating Officer of Dyadic Applied Biosolutions. Joe, how long have you been at Dyadic, and what was the path you followed to get here?
I joined Dyadic in 2022 after spending almost 27 years in commercial biopharmaceuticals with large pharmaceutical organizations like Novartis. Also started a small biotech company down here in Jupiter, Florida. And in 2022, I joined Dyadic with a clear mandate to enable the commercialization of our protein expression platforms. And over the last 3 years, we've rebranded the organization, restructured the leadership team, and refocused our efforts on direct product opportunities that present near-term revenue in high-value segments like cell culture media, molecular biology reagents, and in 2025, we're getting to launch the execution of that strategy and start to produce products for sale on the market.
So I think when you started at Dyadic, that the company was almost exclusively working on pharmaceutical type products or products that would be used in humans that had a very, very long runway to get to product revenues. But you've modified that course a little bit with what you're doing to focus on more near-term revenue and opportunities. Why don't you talk about that, that work that you've done over the last, 3 years now?
No, and you're absolutely right. We're transitioning from an R&D revenue-focused organization to a direct product, strain licensing, and OEM partnership model so that we can accelerate the near-term revenue opportunities in these key market segments like cell culture media or molecular biology reagent, where these products that we can produce in our system very efficiently can cost as much as thousands of dollars per gram in the market. And these are clearly needed input proteins as the market is shifting from animal-derived sources to non-animal derived sources. So the need for recombinant proteins is only going to continue to grow, not just in the the life sciences space, but also in food, nutrition, and bioindustrial.
I thought I'd highlight a couple of the arrangements that you've got into. One was with Proliant Health, and the other one is with Fermbox. That both, I think, should be producing product-related revenues before the end of 2025. Is that right? Tell us about those deals and kind of how you got to where you are right now, where you could see some money coming in the door.
So Fermbox as well as Proliant are key proof points that this strategy is actually enabling near-term revenue generation for Dyadic. They're also crucial to our commercial rollout. We do expect that we'll be launching a recombinant human albumin through our partnership with Proliant in the third quarter of this year, and Fermbox is already starting delivery of the first order of a cellulosic enzyme that's going to be used in biofuels that they received in the first quarter of this year. We also received in the food and beverage space a technical milestone from Enzymes for production of a non-animal dairy enzyme. So across all our three core segments of life sciences, food and nutrition, and industrial, we have revenue-bearing proof points that we are now going to accelerate through expansion of our portfolio in all three segments.
So cell culture media is a big deal for Dyadic. What are some of the parts of this industry or this area of focus where Dyadic can make some moves?
It's a great point, and as I had mentioned earlier about expanding our portfolio, in addition to recombinant human albumin, we're also looking at transferrin and growth factors. Those three products, albumin, transferrin, and growth factors, whether they're a human sequence or a bovine sequence, they make up about 90% of the cost of cell culture media. So those are absolutely critical components to the cell culture media market, and we're actually getting ready to commercialize our transferrin strain, and we've also started sampling our growth factors as well. So we're looking forward to accelerating direct sales and OEM partnership and potentially supply agreement opportunities for transferrin and growth factors.
Okay, and what about the opportunity in mRNA? That's another thing that you brought up in your presentations.
Exactly. The second component of life, or the second target market of life sciences, is molecular biology reagents. These are critical input enzymes that are required to make mRNA. So DNase I is the first foray for us. We're actually scaling that up at a CDMO partner, and we're going to look to launch actual direct sales of that product in the third quarter of this year. and also evaluate strain licensing opportunities for that as well. And what it does is it gives us multiple monetization channels for a single strain. So we can sell DNase I directly. We could also license the strain to a potential third party to produce their own, or we could do an OEM partnership and supply agreement where we would supply them product to put under their own label. So but we're looking at all opportunities to increase the near-term revenue.
So before the end of 2025, we could see 3 different product-related revenues coming in through the door.
That is exactly what we're hoping for, and we're going to continue to push towards it.